Hey you guys, what is up? It's your boy Blaze here, coming at you once again from Need Input. So check it out everybody, the NWO is pushing right ahead at a fast pace with all their agendas. And Australia seems to be one of the testing grounds where they try some draconian measures or restrictions to see how people react. And if they don't get much pushback, they slowly spread it to other countries. Well, get this. One of their latest ridiculous restrictions is now being implemented in a club in Sydney called Club 77, where the club owner has made it a new strict rule where you can't stare at anyone without their verbal consent. Yes, you heard me right. You can't stare at any person inside the club without their verbal consent. So if you're a guy who sees a cute girl or a girl who sees a good-looking guy and you stare at them, you're going to get thrown out by the club's bouncers. I kid you not.
Welcome back to the show. Just picture this. Close your eyes for a second. You're out on a Saturday night. You're on the town. You're having a boogie with your friends on the D floor. Suddenly a good-looking girl or a good-looking lad just catches your eye. You're kind of interested. So you try and catch their eye. It's old school stuff. But in a flash, you're being shown the door, kicked out by the bouncer for non-consensual staring.
Well, that is exactly what partygoers in Sydney could soon be contending with. The Daily Telegraph is reporting a Darlinghurst nightclub has banned staring without verbal consent. And Dane Gorrell, who owns the club, he joins us live. Dane, my friend.
Don't look at him.
Don't. I mean, dating's kind of already hard enough. Have you just made it impossible?
Not really, no. Like, realistically, we just implemented a new safety and harassment policy into the club. We've done a lot of research on this over the past, few months, and we've just sort of taken a direction, or not even taken a direction. We just want anyone that comes into our venue to feel safe the entire time they're in the venue.
By their nature, nightclubs, they're a kind of a happy hunting ground for some. No, they are. I mean, you get together, have a passion, then go home. But that's the kind of nature.
In the 80s, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Didn't you do that?
No.
So what's the line in the sand there, big fella? I mean, obviously some guys get creepy, but what's the line in the sand generally?
Anything that is done without consent, that's the line in the sand. So basically, if it's not consensual, then obviously we're going to have a talk with the perpetrator, whoever is involved, and make sure that the person that's feeling uncomfortable or has any unwanted attention is taken care of.
Okay, so someone's across the club and someone's...
So you walk over to them and say, do you mind if I stare at you? And then you go back to your table and then that's cool, right?
Yeah, yes. Look, realistically, the way that we're sort of looking at things is that any unwanted attention is now considered harassment. Anything without consent is harassment. At the end of the day, my job as licensee and owner of the venue is to make sure that everyone comes in the venue, feels safe the entire time they're in there, and enjoys themselves. We're a music-focused venue and a cultural-focused venue. We're not a club where people come to pick up. We're very focused on music and culture. And this sort of behaviour in a club of, being able to feel safe dates back realistically to when nightclubs first started and were first, taking off. That's just how it is. So.
It's a brave new world. I get it. I guess if someone's sort of staring at someone, you can have that person removed if you feel uncomfortable, which does make sense.
Yeah.
There are some people like Ali who go to venues and they want to be stared upon to feel good about themselves. What do you do about that situation?
Oh, man, I'm so sad.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that's true. It doesn't seem like it's true. But anyway.
I'm thinking about it. It hasn't happened yet.
She goes past work sites like just to get whistled at.
I just want some attention.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, anything that's unwanted or anything that's not consensual is just not on anymore.
I understand.
We've worked very hard on developing this policy and implementing it, and it's something that we hold very close to our values of the club. And we just want to take care of people at the end of the day.
I love it.
Yeah, and look, I mean, Dan, we're having a laugh about it, right? Just that idea of, not being able to look at each other across the club. But I think, what is behind it and how many women do go to clubs and don't feel sort of safe, I think it's brilliant.
How freaking ridiculous is this? The whole point of going to clubs is to meet new people and interact. Maybe to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or someone to hook up with and have some fun dancing and drinking with all new people that you just met. But they are trying to make it illegal to stare at others, claiming it's a form of harassment unless you have their verbal consent. So what the fuck are you supposed to do? Say you're a guy who sees a possibly cute girl at a table across the club, but the lights and the smoke are kind of blocking your view, so you keep staring every now and then trying to get a good look, but then you remember this is now considered harassment. So you slowly walk over and say, "Excuse me, miss, do you mind if I stare at you?" Seriously, do you realize how fucking stupid and ridiculous that sounds? Or say you're a girl who sees a guy drinking at the bar. You keep staring at him thinking he's pretty good looking. But later a bouncer comes up to your table and asks you to leave because the guy said that he's offended by you looking at him. How fucking stupid is that? But that's exactly what this club is doing. I can imagine that this club has a DJ, so if you're staring at the DJ and watching him perform, is that harassment? And a lot of clubs have dancing girls where girls come out in maybe bikinis or lingerie dancing. So if you're staring at them performing, is that considered harassment? Seriously, where do they draw the line? Their agenda is to make people afraid to go out and interact with people because they don't want people going out and doing this. We saw this during the Rona plandemic that they pulled off, where they told people to social distance and keep away from others. Don't go meet your friends or your family or go out or anything like that, or the big bad virus will get ya. Now they are slowly using wokeness to push the same agenda, claiming that staring at someone is a form of harassment. This club owner can't be this fucking stupid to push such a dumb rule on all his customers. He knows that clubs are designed for interacting and meeting new people and having fun. If they don't allow such things, they'd be out of business. This is common sense. So I guarantee that the Australian government is paying him to push such a stupid restriction upon his customers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below.